And then Kristin and Kevin and Mike talked about 4 holiday movies. Because you know what they say.
You did the voice really well.
Thank you.
What did they say?
That's the end of that chapter, Kevin.
Oh,
Next chapter. A Stitch in Time saves 9.
9 chapters. No.
That was the end of chapter 7.
Yeah. They're very short. Can I tell you, if I had chapter books like this when I was in high school, I would have been valedictorian.
Really?
I love them.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Me either.
Roll the title!
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
The end. Or the beginning. Sorry, I'm being the narrator from Fabled to Fabled.
We know.
You know who you are.
I think the audience
Thanks.
knew.
Do they? Do they know who we are? Welcome to Remark. I am Kevin.
I am Chris, and
I
that's
am your narrator, ruler of wheel, and timer extraordinaire, Mike G.
Ooh. We're back, baby, for another episode of Remark. We're in week 6,000 of the 2023 7. We're in week 7 of the season 3 Hallmark Countdown to Christmas. We watched 4 films this weekend, and Mike watched 3 of them.
3!
Nice. That's
Most movies watched so far. I'm getting more in the
know.
holiday spirit as we get closer to Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just fills with joy. And then, okay. So we're going to review all 4 in this episode. Can you believe it? So we have the wheel. So Mike's going to be in charge of the wheel of time.
Do we
That's
want
right.
to talk
So for
about our poll from
What?
Twitter?
Sorry, Mike has a little bit of a lag. So when he did this, he looked like a robot and I was confused.
Who's crying?
But yes, Kevin, please. I should never lead this. I don't know why I tried to take it this week.
No,
I just show up. I'm the eye candy. Kevin, take it away.
No. It's just we did do a poll. We threw a poll up from last week's episode.
Okay.
If you recall, there were 8 movies last week. It was a big doozy because it was the Thanksgiving weekend, which is hard to believe that it's only a week after all of those movies. But we had to do it in 2 polls because Twitter does not allow you to put 8 or something.
Twitter isn't going to allow a lot of things.
The things they allow are very suspect and weird. But yeah. So poll number 1, we asked the first 4 films, My Southern Family Christmas, which I now see the typo for family. That's great. A Royal Corgi, I had to do Xmas to fit them on Christmas, and A Tale of Two Christmases. Again, I'm very happy that everything got votes. You know, it makes me really happy. But obviously, the runaway on that one is, and I agree, My Southern Family Christmas. And then the second poll, which took the second half, which was the stronger half, to be quite honest, we had Haul Out the Holly, which came in second place, which I guess makes sense because the number 1, the Heinies, were out in full force. Time for him to come home for Christmas. And then Christmas Cookie Catastrophe, which I actually really liked. I thought it was a lot of fun. And Holiday Spectacular, these were the 4 strongest. And then the other 4, again, I think Southern Family Christmas is great. The other 3, whatever.
I honestly do, because like I'm very torn on this like Haul Out the Holly, 3 Wise Men debate of like, because I laughed out loud at both of them. And I think I have to vote 3 Wise Men still at the top, but I've watched Haul Out the I've watched them both 4 times. So like,
wow. That is There are other things.
I don't do anything else.
But what about this week's movies, Kevin and Kristin?
Oh my lord!
We're starting with the face. Wow.
No,
just so everybody watching at home, we throw these. Yeah, we'll throw these up. Also, we're doing this live, no edits, everybody. So yeah, forgive Kevin's misspellings. You know, it's all happening live.
Yeah, no one technically voted for a Southern Family Christmas. They all voted for a Southern Family Alley Christmas.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that. Yeah, that was on Twitter too, man. That typo was on Twitter as well. So nobody pointed that out. I appreciate it. You're all
nice
people. Yeah. So
what did we watch this weekend? Good God.
So I can't wait to I have to put the vote in the field, but yeah. So a big fat family Christmas, a Fabled Holiday, the Holiday Stocking, and Undercover Holiday.
Undercover Holiday.
2 good movies this week.
2 good movies.
Give me the judge.
2.5.
Oh, Mike might not agree with that because he's mathematically.
I feel like we're coming in hot before we even get to the point where we review them. Maybe our fans liked all 4. You know, those polls are good at showing that you said you love the cookie Christmas catastrophe. So maybe there's something for everybody. You know what I mean? So we're going to tell you how we 3 felt. We 3 wise people felt. But you tell us down below in our poll.
We might be getting crotchety. We might be getting disgruntled. We've watched. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, movies.
28. 29, 30, 31, 32 movies is what we're at this point. And
we expect a lot now, you know?
Yeah, Mike has watched 6.
Yeah.
He's doing
I'm really good.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next week.
So the first movie that was on Friday, December 2nd at 8 p.m. was A Big Fat Family Christmas. This one was starring Shannon Chan Kent, who does a ton of voice work, including My Little Pony. Shannon Kook, who is from the Mysterious Benedict Society. Tia Carrera from Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Gunrack. Well, that's where I'm going with it. And
Gunrack, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack. What am I going to do with a Gunrack?
Jack Wagner from every soap opera ever, including When Falls Apart. This was written by Blaine Chiappetta, who has written a ton of holiday films, including A Merry Christmas Wish, and Justine Wenzel Chang, who this was their first writing of one of these holiday movies, but they've produced quite a few. And they're directed by a sugar and spice holiday director, Jennifer Leo. I'm going to give you the plot. I'm going to hit you with the plot, and then we'll get into it. Yes.
Well, Mike has a question.
Do we have to spin the wheel? Do we spin the wheel before the plot or after the plot? This is my
first
spinning of the wheel.
That shouldn't count against us to drive the plot. Listen, man, this is. I'm going to just come right out and say it. This is one of the better movies this weekend. So if we spin the wheel, let's try and get it.
It's random. It's totally random, despite what you may have seen in the week 5 episode. Don't go back.
Oh yeah, Kristin.
Oh yeah,
we'll see what happens. But so this is the plot. Liv is a photojournalist eager to make it on her own, to get a dream assignment, shooting the Chang family's annual holiday party for a cover story. She doesn't reveal that they are in fact her family. When she finds herself growing close to Henry, the coworker covering the story with her, she wants to confide in him, but doesn't want to jeopardize her big break.
All right, spin that wheel.
All right, round and round it goes. Where it stops, you never know. This is exactly how long we're going to talk about this movie. It's a big fat. Look at Christmas. It looks like it's going to be 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So I've got 10 through 4.
I feel like we could have
done
more.
Okay. We have to abide by the rules.
Yeah, that's fair. Is that 5 each?
We're 5 minutes total. We've got our inbox, our Remark the show at gmail.com inbox has been flooded with people that were upset that we did not go directly to the times that it was saying. They said the wheel was staged, so we're keeping it on track.
Kristin, let me ask you. Well, hold on up front, Chris. Did you like this movie?
I did.
would you talk more than 5 minutes? Because we could always go to the second option if need be and see where things come down. I mean,
No,
I will allow some extra time at the end if you have time left over.
Great.
Cool. Football rules, soccer rules. Sounds good.
Don't talk sports to me.
All right.
Ready.
Yeah, Mike, I apologize. You have way more assets than you could ever possibly.
No, we can do it. We got to get it in 5 minutes. Go for it.
All right, here we go. Liv Rose, aka Liv Rose Chang, is a photographer with the San Francisco Chronicle. She likes to fly under the radar while allowing her photography to speak for itself. Chris, jump in at any point because I can rip right through all this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, Kevin.
Okay.
You don't even need to plot.
You want to talk about Andrew, right? Her brother.
Yes, the brother was the best character
He's awesome
in this entire film.
There he is.
I want to play Andrew.
Yeah.
Look at him.
He was perfect. And when he first showed up, I didn't know if he was going to be an ex or what he was, because we knew, obviously, this new guy, Henry, was going to be the love interest. And then she meets up with Andrew, and you very quickly find out that's her brother.
Yes.
And then you see Henry again, whom she has already met, and she tells her brother, oh, that's Henry. So her brother, who has never met him, turns around and goes, hey, Henry.
Hey, Henry. The
And
best,
Henry,
like, amazing. The thing that I got a little frustrated with, but then it thankfully didn't stay. And also Henry is not an idiot.
Yeah.
Like the fact that this woman, it was her family.
Yeah.
Like, how long did we think this mirage would go on?
Yeah.
So I did really like that. I liked it from the moment. I really started liking it the moment when Henry knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they did that early enough. They did that early enough, which was good. If they had let that go on for too long, I love that scene. I think it's great, like a great cultural scene. I'm going to bring up Mrs. Lin here, who's up next. Yeah, to make that joke and show like, oh, he obviously knows Cantonese, she obviously knows English, and to show that the ruse was in and of itself kind of ridiculous, like, and get rid of, like, let it go. I think it was early enough in the movie to make it enjoyable.
It was awesome to show that to the audience. You know, she didn't know. She still was working under the guise of, oh, this ruse is working, but like. The dude's a journalist, and he works for the San Francisco Chronicle. Like, it obviously he was going to figure it out. It was a great moment with Mrs. Lin where it allowed to, you know, a lot of the characters had different Asian makeups, and then obviously there's the American cultural aspect put on top of it. But it was very interesting. There was later in a scene in which Tia Carrera is speaking Chinese, and the woman tells her, go back to Chinese school, your Chinese is terrible. It's like, obviously that's like a nice like way of culturally to kind of like get under each other's skin, but you could tell it was all very lovingly and stuff.
I just thought it was like an odd choice to make, like, okay, I understand separating, what did she keep saying, professional and personal life, but like I just didn't, I don't know if I was married to the reasoning of why she was embarrassed. And then it finally, towards the very end, we learned it really was this really heart-wrenching moment when she was in 7th grade of these bullies. So really it was that. It never was the like professional versus her personal was like being bullied.
Yeah, and that was awesome because Henry pointed that out. Like, it was racism. It was beyond being bullied. It was, you know, she said they were making fun of me in a Chinese accent, and Henry said, you're not alone. Like, this is it. And I was glad that they did that. I wish so. There was the big whole Chang spectacular, which is what, you know, the heart of what this movie is. I hate the title of this movie, My Big Fat Family Christmas. I wish they had called it the
Changtastic Christmas.
Yeah, Changtastic. Yeah, it would have been so much better because let it invite the uncomfortability of like really like, you know, Europeans who hear that and are like, oh, is this inappropriate? Because that was their thing and they owned it. And they talk about the racism. And I'm glad they did because the racism with Asian culture right now is brutal. And it's just ridiculous. So it was really nice to have this story of Asian American culture so prevalent and such a like, it was such a fun and nice story. I will admit that, you know, when there's the scene I guess we don't have enough time to really break down the entire movie, but there's the scene when they're on the trolley.
Go for it.
Henry and Liv had been collecting donations that are basically given, and it's part of this party. But you also find out that Liv was kind of the one who put that into place when she was a kid. So like a lot of this party, it truly is the Changs, but Andrew and Liv as well. And so Henry is really like, Henry's a nice, normal,
nice dude.
And then for whatever reason, he's obsessed with jumping around on the trolley, and the trolley driver is even like, I'm going to kick you off the trolley.
I'm going to kick you off.
And you figure Henry would be like, well, oh, sorry, man. It's just, this is really cool. And
no, he was like,
oh. He didn't care. Liv, you've never hung off a trolley? So she's doing it. And the second she gets up, she kicks the money off the trolley, unbeknownst to her, and they lose all that money. And
like a wonderful life all over again.
Yeah.
I am.
All right, Kevin and Chris, I want to pause you right here, right in the middle of your thought, Kevin. Just to keep it, our fans that are timing at home, 5 minutes and 45 seconds. But it seems like we like this movie. You get 2 times that you can spin the smaller wheel for extra time. Would you like to use it now?
Should we do it?
Then spin that extra time wheel that we just made up the rules for right now.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yay!
5 more minutes. All right, and begin.
I don't know if I have 5 more minutes.
I don't know if I have 5 more minutes, but it's fine.
Yeah,
what I do want to talk about is her blue dress. And I think it's like blue-green. I think she's wearing it in that picture. Because what I liked about, oh man.
You should have her dancing too, Mike.
What's that?
GIF of her dancing.
Over dancing.
Yeah, I'll pull it up while you go, Chris.
Really liked that little date that they went on.
Yes.
Because then we got to learn more about her, and OMG, she can sing.
Yes, she
First
can.
There's a little bit of this. First
there's
a little bit of this.
Beautiful. Loved it.
There's that.
Like they went on so many fun adventures, and now I need to go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Never been. But
maybe that's where the next birthday is instead of Puffsatani. We got to plan that quick.
Let's do it.
Yes. So this is them dancing. I will say they are dancing to Christmas music. The reason I didn't mind it is she's really pretty. I don't know.
Such a jerk.
I know.
You're such a jerk.
But when the call and response comes from
that was fun.
At first it was awkward, and I was like, no, I don't like this. And then she basically was like, give me that microphone.
Let's go.
He belts it. And I was like, okay. And even Henry's like, oh my God.
So I wasn't sure what this party would be.
Yeah.
When we got to the party, I was very excited to see that it was like outside, and that it was like, it was a whole thing. It wasn't just like, you know what I mean? Like, look how beautifully decorated they did everything. Yeah. Thank you.
Her dress, like they did the red dress, but again, in Asian culture, and it was just like such an amazing reveal.
Yeah, really, really cool.
That was part of it. Is she used to, as a kid, sing "Oh Holy Night" in Cantonese, which she had stopped doing, like Kristin said, and that was her surprise, basically, for her parents, as she revealed the dress and sang "Oh Holy Night" in Cantonese. And
then it was a wonderful life moment, because it's like, Uncle Billy, we also have this money.
No, no, that does not happen in It's a Wonderful Life. That happens in Saturday Night Live. But Mr. Potter keeps that money. That is like a big deal. Henry.
It is.
Yeah, they don't find the original money. They don't find the original money.
No, they never get Potter's money. But everyone's like, don't worry, George.
Where's your money?
Here's all my money.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little fun. I think it was a nice way to introduce like the younger generation, because that was all what this was about, generational, for have a young Asian girl come in with this money. It was a little cheesy, but at that point, I was loving it so much. The song was great, and everything.
I give this one 2 thumbs, and they're up.
Oh wait, we have a rating.
We
can put the rating picture up if you want.
We can put the rating picture up.
You don't have to, but now we do 2 thumbs up, so we know which movie we're talking about. It's important we differentiate in this episode.
Yeah, and look at this, and then of course, come on, such a classic. What is it? He gives it to her at the end. It's the mistletoe.
That was so sweet. And then he gifted it to her the next day, so she didn't have to wait around for someone to kiss her. It was up to her. Stop it. I loved this Henry.
Yeah.
We got we did pretty good, everybody. 9 minutes and 35 seconds on that one. I'm gonna use the last 30 seconds just to say that I was just recently in San Francisco. I'd be totally curious, like you said, I love San Francisco. I'll be very curious, any of the writers or filmmakers, how much was shot. I thought they did a good job of sort of showing some establishing shots, but then they filmed them at like the actual boardwalk near the Bay Bridge. There was some funny, I also have seen The Room a lot recently, the Tommy Wiseau really bad movie, and that the whole joke there is you make fun of every time they show an establishing shot of San Francisco. So I had that in my brain a little bit watching it. So when they were actually in San Francisco at moments on the trolley and things, I was like, thank God they actually shot there. It wasn't just like, meanwhile in San Francisco.
That's awesome.
But, 2 thumbs up from us. Not bad. First one, everybody. 10.
Yeah, we started out fine.
Not bad.
What's next, Kev?
Then 8 o'clock on Saturday night, the one we were looking forward to, and I believe we even plugged last week that this is what we'd be reviewing with Mike, and decided, do we go an hour talking about this movie, A Fabled Holiday? This was starring...
But wait, say it again.
Oh, no, you can't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Yeah, you can. Okay, I thought it depends on what you're going to play, but you can do the same. A Fabled Holiday, sorry.
I'm excited. No, that's okay. Keep going.
Keep going. We have it, don't we? I thought we had it. This is starring Wonderbrook Diorcy. Because her name's Brooke. Wonderbrook. From A Wedding of a Lifetime and Dickens of a Holiday. Ryan Pavey from Coyote Creek Crossing, and a little something called 2 Tickets to Paradise.
I've got 2 tickets to paradise.
I will always
now
that.
you were worried about me playing this video too early.
Yeah,
I was just doing the.
We're not talking 2 tickets. We're talking A Fabled Holiday.
Oh, A Fabled Holiday, you say?
A fabled holiday.
Yo.
How about that live video transition, everybody? Come on.
Listen, Matt Casarino is the greatest.
That hit kicks. Thank you, Matt.
Matt is the best. He did our theme song as well. So, so this one is written by E.S. Dolan Dix and Samantha Herman. Samantha Herman did A Tree Grows in Colorado, and it was directed by Ruby J. Monroe, who directed A Mrs. Miracle Christmas. Okay. Here is your plot.
Okay.
And then we'll spin the wheel. Talia and her childhood.
Sure.
Let me just say, I think Brooke and Ryan are awesome, and I don't blame them for any of this. All right. Talia and her childhood friend, Anderson, unexpectedly reunite in a familiar-looking town full of Christmas spirit that restores its visitors during their time of deep turmoil. Starring... We already did that.
We already did it. We're just stalling at this point.
Do we want to just keep playing A Fabled Holiday, that musical opening? We could do
Probably.
that.
No, let's spin that wheel. All right, round and round it goes.
70
However
minutes.
much time we have to talk about it, whether we liked it or not. And let's not, like we said. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're gonna go with the 9. 9 minutes.
Okay.
We got this.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. We open on Talia and her dad reading a Wonderbrook Christmas story and his encouragement towards her and her writing. Her dad gives Talia's friend Anderson a copy of the book, and a magical chime rings.
Wow. Thank you to Clidio.com.
We wait that long every single time.
Yeah. That will burn up the 9 minutes, Chris. But
it's live.
When after giving the book, Dad's not feeling great, and Talia says, "What's wrong, Dad? Don't you feel well? Is it your medication?" And he says, "I'm gonna lay down." And we are pretty damn certain we will never see Dad again.
Honestly,
no.
I wasn't ready for
it.
It
is a dead dad alert.
You were not?
I wasn't ready for this, honestly. because then this made her family move away, right?
From Anderson. Yeah.
From Anderson. Also, didn't the little boy that played Anderson, which is essentially young Ryan Pavey, look a lot like the boy that played young Wes Brown? Are those two boys? They look like twins.
Interesting.
I'll find a picture of both of them and put them on Twitter.
Yes, or Instagram, where you can find that at Remark the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So we do fast forward to Talia as an adult. She now owns a bookshop. And
wait, she owned the bookstore?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she makes a joke about it. She's like, "Oh, I'm not an author. I just own, but I do own the place." You know what I mean? She said I just work here, and then she had to be like, "Oh, but it's mine." So he was like, "Oh, it's respectable still." Yeah.
Okay. So the moment she started self-deprecating, I didn't listen.
Well, she reconnects with Anderson here. He is now a doctor, like he said he always wanted to be. He's a surgeon. We'll talk about that in a little bit. He has lost a patient. Clearly lost a patient. You could just tell because he was feeling it, my friend. So he takes a sabbatical and he runs into Talia here at the shop. Meanwhile, that we don't know who the hell they are.
We don't know. Why are we? Well, who are these people?
I don't know, but they're having marital problems. And Diane has an envelope that she has, a manila envelope, probably divorce papers. And then we meet Charles.
You want to hear a fun fact? Wait a minute. Sure. Fun fact about Kristin. Until I was about 30, I thought it was vanilla envelopes.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my God. Unbelievable. We wasted precious moments for that. Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Would you? I was going to ask if you would eat them. You wouldn't eat an envelope because now
Kevin, I used to eat brown paper lunch bags as a kid. I'm not even kidding. I would sit on the bus,
Mike,
and peel it off.
I'm going to ask for the rest of our time to be devoted to this.
Yeah, this seems to be with 5.
Comment below.
Left.
Comment below. Did you eat brown paper bags?
How old were you? And you ate a brown paper bag?
Not the whole thing. I would peel off the top a little bit, and then I'd chew on it and eat it, and then I'd swallow it, and then.
I'm trying to think of something to compare it. Like, I have something similar? I don't think I do.
You could compare it to the fact that Cookie Monster liked cookies, but even he ate an apple once in a while, including today, because dear Bob from Sesame Street passed away at 90 years old. So,
no,
that's not Bob. This is Charles back in it.
Charles,
who talks a lot about his wife, talks to his dead wife. It was actually kind of sweet. It reminded me a little bit of Up. And Charles is probably the one character in this that I'm kind of like, yeah, buddy.
Buddy.
I hope you make it, buddy.
Buddy.
But Talia tries calling a friend to spend Christmas with, but accidentally calls Gingerbread Inn, which is located in Wonderbrook.
I didn't understand this. Was that just magic that happened? I swear to God in this video. This was weird because we had confusion with how Steve, I think his name was, dialed in. It's time for him to come home for Christmas. The wrong number, but then it made sense at the end. This was just doesn't make any sense.
No, there's a lot of
the magic started then.
It was starting then. So, but then she even hangs up and she calls one more friend who's busy and she goes, screw it. I'm gonna go to this inn.
Go, forget it.
Hey, you still got that room? All right, I'm on my way. So she goes.
I tweeted this, but this is how horror movies start. Yeah. When an innkeeper is like, we have just one room left.
Two. Hey, we got 2 rooms. Would you like me to get eggs?
I was hopeful. First, I was hopeful that the magic would make sense and that there were rules to the magic, and there really wasn't. And that, I think, is ultimately what kind of messed up a lot of the movie.
Yes. Are these people
just commit or don't commit, but it was sort of weirdly in between.
Yeah.
That being said, back to horror. Here's your landlord.
Your king and
queen. Yeah. But part 2, horror movie, better movie. They are looking for someone to sacrifice to keep the town magic alive, and whoever doesn't find themselves gets burned at a stake or bees put in there.
That is literally an episode of Supernatural. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been great. That would have been great.
Are these people real outside of the need when these people? I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably worth not going too deep into this one, other than to say, these two people from a Fabled Holiday.
Oh, we're
doing that.
He wanted the other one. He wanted
the better one.
We'll play that at the
end. So what ends up happening is everybody was given this book, The Wonder Broke Christmas story, when they were young, and that's the first time don't need to play it again. But that's the first time they hear the chime, and then they hear the chime again when they figure out their obstacle, their dilemma. They work through their dilemma. So Keith and Diane work through their marital issues, and they leave. Man, they leave the movie.
That was so weird.
It was weird. Like, they left, and that was it. And then Ryan Paevey's character Anderson, he confides in Talia that he lost a patient. And I was grateful for this, that she said, have you never lost a patient? And he said, no, of course I have. Because I was like, are they playing that like a surgeon? Because come on, that's just not reality.
You're going to lose people. Yeah.
And he has, but he never had since he basically took over, which I can get.
But okay. When he got all mad, like his character, I'm not talking about our Paevey Gravy here. I'm talking about Anderson, was like, I said for you not to say that to anybody. I was like, is this what we're fighting about?
Well,
we're in a magical land.
Chris, also, she barely said it, and then Mildred walked into it. Mildred's the witch in the book, and she's this like really like witchy, I'll say, character who they did no service for this poor woman. She was great, and Charles kind of wins her over, and I was like, this is really cool because she's evolved, and then she goes into this like mean like spiral
out of nowhere.
It was out of nowhere.
It was. There must have been some stuff left on the cutting room floor. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the actress did the best job of.
I think they all did
embracing what like was in the script. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think I don't blame an actor in this. I think everyone played their part as it was written and directed. I just don't think it was. This is, I concede the rest of my time, to you guys, other than to say this movie would have worked, in my opinion. It wasn't terrible, but it fell apart in the third act.
Yeah.
And if this movie was about this little girl, Talia, who wrote a book, and it was this awesome book, even at 10, and her father took it and had it published or whatever, and it was a big deal, and then he died, because Hallmark loves death, and that stunted her from ever writing again, it would have made so much sense, because that's why the world is dying, because he's not writing anymore. That would have made sense, but this did not make sense. Like, it was
right. It was like almost like, how like fairies start dying if you don't believe in fairies. Like, that is the vibe I wanted. But I will say, speaking of fairies, that violinist rolling in the middle of this movie crushed it.
Do you know about Lindsay Sterling? Because if you
don't, now I do.
Mike and I do.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna have feelings all around about Lindsay Sterling. Lindsay Sterling is amazing. I listened to her.
I loved what I saw,
beautiful, and she does a lot of Disney things. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, Chris, if you don't follow her on TikTok, she is amazing, and you should. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
is that our time?
We should have Lindsay Sterling. Oh, go for it.
Do I not? I think I have a GIF of Lindsay Sterling in there somewhere. You can pop in at least. Let me watch her.
Maybe. We do have a
she
GIF.
Was like a little woodland nymph.
Yep.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
38 should be numbered 38 if that helps.
Felt this, I think, like I think Lindsay Sterling was a good example of where sort of everyone in the piece was a little underserved. Even her cameo was like a little out of nowhere. Like, was she a magical person in the village? Like, was she doing whatever? Because she's so good and she looked like her choreography. Anyway, there it is. There she is.
Woo! Look at, oh my God, it was amazing.
I did appreciate there was one line where, Anderson, when he is comfortable again, it's Charles has a medical issue. It's not a heart attack. He takes care of him. And they say, how did it feel? And he goes, I felt good. And I'm thinking, well, you're a surgeon. You didn't cut him open. But you're a doctor, sure. But like you're a surgeon specifically. You didn't cut him open. So it was weird that like I'm going to be fine. But he did say these words, which I loved. I got my sea legs back. And Kristin, how many legs do you have?
2?
Yeah, 2. And the sea is like paradise.
Paradise.
So we have 2 tickets to paradise.
Paradise.
So
2 tickets to paradise.
I've got a fabled holiday.
that one works too.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're the only 3 that understand this bit at this point.
Yeah,
No one.
I don't care. And Matt Casarino.
I don't even think Matt understands it.
You're right. Because he's like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I know it doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
Ryan Pavey did look cute as an elf. We can
OMG.
say that. Yeah.
Again.
All right. What's next?
Well,
Sorry, we
we
have to review. Yeah, we do have to rate this one. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, it's
here. They look lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, she writes the book. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm not going to do 2 down, but I'm definitely a thumb down. It's not one definitely not one I would seek out. My mom liked it a lot, and I knew she would.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe we're too cynical.
Of course, yeah,
and not magical.
I think it's okay. Everything, all the pieces were there. I kept saying like, this is such a good idea.
Yeah.
It just wasn't executed.
Yeah.
Right away, so.
Yeah, especially that third act. So then we moved on to another movie on Saturday night. This was on the Movies and Mystery channel. Not saying it was a mystery, although kind of was. And that is The Holiday Stocking on December 4th. We have Nadine Ellis from Christmas for Sale. We have Tamala Jones from the TV series Castle. And we have BJ Britt from, I have to say it, I am contractually obligated, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You're darn right you're contracted.
I know. If I don't say it, like he could have been in one scene and of course go, he's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He's an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Or it would have been like, he's in Supernatural.
And then Mykelti Wilson, who was Bubba in the Forrest Gump film, has what they call a cameo. I still feel like the use of the word cameo is incorrect the way Hallmark uses
Hallmark
it.
does
I'll bring him up here. There they are. 1,
and
2.
then you're out. So
Look at these gorgeous people.
there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
This was written by Cass Seegers Beatles, who wrote Sugar Plum Twist, which I forgot about, and I read up on it again today. And I know I was like, I really like that movie.
Yeah,
that's one of those ones that comes really late. And directed by Roger M. Bob, who directed A Chestnut Family Christmas and Christmas Stray. Before we even spin the wheel, the one thing I want to say, and this drives me crazy this time of year, Hallmark. And I get that they have also, like, we've all watched 32 movies. They have produced, released, marketed 32 movies. This is where they start to not have things that like we need, like posters. So the poster for this movie didn't release until Friday, and it was like in the late afternoon. Same thing with Undercover Holiday. So it's like, it gets really weird and frustrating when you're trying to pull things, and it's like, is it you not have faith in these? Are you at the end of the holiday? Do you feel like people are going to watch them at this point no matter what, because we're in the thick of it at this point?
Maybe, or do they need a graphic designer? So
contact us.
Do we spin the wheel, or wait? You have to do the plot. Where are we with this?
Oh, yeah. Plot's short. The plot is super simple. It's an angel has 12 days to reunite his sisters using a family Christmas tradition.
Cute.
Spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel. All right, round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. If it's 10 minutes and it's a fabled holiday, we talk for a fabled holiday for 10 minutes. But this next one is the holiday stocking. And it's gonna be, it's still pretty high. I wonder if this is, there we go. We're kind of in the middle there. Between 6 and 7 minutes.
Okay.
Everybody. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Always.
Begin.
So, Chris, this is a weird one because we essentially start this movie with first a dead dad alert.
Oh,
Dad was killed in a car accident. Sad to say.
Yeah.
Wait, there it is. Not soon thereafter, we have a dead mom alert because mom dies at some point. And then finally, we pick up with our angel. Therefore, we have a dead brother alert. Things are not looking good for the holiday family.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, literally, there was a point I cried watching the end of this movie.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Because I think anyone that's ever had anyone die, if you realize that like another person you've been talking to for a week is them and then you have to say goodbye to them, I lost it. I lost it.
Yeah. Did you have the comfort of maybe a brown paper bag nearby that you could
I quit that habit, Kev. I quit it.
I'm so sorry.
Quit it. I understand because like there's those TV shows now where like people eat like dryer lint, and I was like, if I would have kept going with this brown bag habit, I'd be on this show.
What channel are you watching?
They drink.
It's a
nail
show.
polish.
Yeah. It's a weird show. It's my like serious obsession or something like that. I forget what it's called. Yeah.
But Kevin, I loved this movie.
It was
I
liked
think
it
it
a
should
lot.
have been on an 8 o'clock slot somewhere.
Yeah.
I loved the whole story because something that's close to my heart right now is I'm realizing how much traditions that got like kind of not lost, but because people like didn't want to do them anymore in my family, but sort of just because we grew up and moved away from each other.
Yeah.
I loved the idea that this brother brought his sisters together to do this.
Yeah.
And like this, it was the simplest thing because the game itself never was about winning anything. And I loved that.
Yeah.
It was
that was
all
nice
about
too.
charity.
Yeah. And that's kind of how he sunk back into it. You know, we start in the 70s and we kind of see this. You have your Polaroid moment in the 70s. They never say exactly when in the 70s, and I appreciate that. And then there you go there. And there's the picture. That's our picture of Robert as a young boy. And that's not Marlo, the other sister. Do I have their names? I know I do somewhere.
I kept getting confused because they called the one Cricket. And then they
That was
started
Marlo.
calling her Marlo. And I was like,
well, I thought that was I thought that was great because Cricket was just an endearing name, and Marlo and her sister have had a falling out. So Danny, her sister Danny had a falling out, and that's the whole point. Is Robert wants to reunite them before he ascends to being an angel, and he is given 12 days, which I love that too. That like he said, why 12 days? Because that is such a Hallmark trope to just pick a number that coincides with when Christmas is for whatever reason, and the angel that he's working with, she says 10 tribes, 10 apostles, 10 days of Christmas. And she's like, I don't know, they like 10 or 12. Did I say 10? It was 12.
You did.
You said 10.
But isn't that song the 12 Days of Christmas?
Yeah.
So
it's the day. It's the days after leading up to the pit when the three wise men came. That's like where the historical.
Yes, but this wasn't
January.
This was to Christmas. They were doing
it. Jesus things. Okay.
Jesus things. Oh, you know what I found awesome, and I love this when the importance of you only have 12 days. He's like, okay, and the very next shot said 11 days. I'm like, what did he do?
No, I did like that they moved through the days quickly.
Yeah. It was like the chapters. There were only 9 chapters in the Fabled Holiday. This was every day, and they ripped through them pretty quickly.
But so, I right from the get-go, like I really enjoyed the joy that these actors put into these characters.
Yeah.
They were all delightful. And then when the sisters did start getting together, like I think these two actresses had such a beautiful bond. Probably off camera that it showed on camera.
Their dance, when they did their dance.
Oh my God.
It's like such a nice, they had a good sibling bond, very similar to Liv and Andrew back in My Big Fat Family Christmas.
There was that moment where they like started fighting with each other and then they just looked at each other and laughed. And I was like, yes, like You can get so mad at a family member and then just look at them and be like, "Oh, son of a."
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, ultimately, so Danny's whole point of being altruistic comes from a place of not being altruistic and needing to have an investor believe they're philanthropic, and they're not. Her company is not particularly. And then she also meets Wilson through all of this, which is a gentleman who works with this. Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. And she immediately is taken by him, and it's very nice. And you can see she, her reconnection with Marlo, and then her niece, Marlo's daughter Gigi. All of that felt very real. So when the other shoe drops, inevitably, as it will in a Hallmark movie, and we find out that Danny has kind of ulterior motives, you as the viewer feel like, yeah, she's moved past them, but Marlo doesn't know that. So it's acceptable for her to get angry at her sister and be like, this is the only reason you're doing this. And there are great moments. Stefan, Marlo being dressed up, Danny dressing her up for the date with Stefan. And then the next day she sees her, she goes, "You're glowing, girl." And I'm thinking, are we gonna wine? They had a lot of wine, is what that means.
Also, spicy. The coat game in this movie was off the charts. I wanted every single coat that these people wore.
Yeah.
Like, whoever did costumes, Keith, did you do it? I don't know. But I loved it. And I can't say anything. I don't think I have anything bad about this movie.
No, the
time.
Kind of,
10 seconds. I think we have enough time to kind of wrap and do the rating.
The one thing I would say, I really dug that RJ was how they saw him, but Robert was not innocent himself. And this here, he has to solve his own riddle because he also wasn't invited. A big part of the downfall of the family is when their mother died. Danny didn't know how to deal with any of it, but she had money, so she provided a nurse, whereas Marlo was physically there, but she also helped run the bakery, so she was always closer to her mother. Right. So it was nice, man. This is a really good family. It is pull your heartstrings, and man, the ending is definitely a sob.
I cried. I didn't just cry. I think I had to pause it and sob for a minute and then finish watching it.
The sledding. There's two great coats. Green coat, red coat. Yeah. Does Agent Coulson look at you when you sob at movies? What are you doing? Because my dog
he usually just keeps sleeping.
No, Duffy will look at you like, "You okay, buddy?
Right.
Lot of bourbon tonight. This is a good one.
Good review, Kevin and Kristin. This is the one out of the 4 that I did not watch this weekend. But just like a lot of our fans say about these videos, they often go back and say, "Oh my gosh, I liked it even better," or like your review made me want to watch it more. I kind of want to go back and watch this now based on your review. Yeah, so
it was real good.
Last one.
Wow.
Man. Okay. Finally.
Here we go, baby.
We end with Undercover.
I feel like I just feel like we keep leading with sounds that give it away of how we're going to rate it.
No.
Instead of waiting until the end.
Play the magical time.
Worst.
That's not set up anymore.
I'd be the worst poker player. I'd be like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So then we have a little something called Undercover Holiday.
Undercover Holiday.
Here it is. Oh. When the man tries to derail a black candidate's presidential campaign, undercover brother and his fellow secret agent come to the rescue. That's what I wished it was about. Unfortunately, what we have here, we have Noam Gonzalez from the Selena series, which is actually kind of interesting because there is a quality of Selena that is happening here. Stephen Hazar from Time to Come Home for Christmas, Time for Us to Come Home for Christmas, and also Letterkenny. He plays Yorkie in Letterkenny. Yeah. Written by Nina Weinman, who wrote Mrs. Miracle Christmas, so that showed up twice this week, and Bradley Walsh, who directed Toying with the Holidays. This is the true plot, and then we can spin the wheel. Put your finger on that wheel, if you would, Mike. When returning home for the holidays, newly minted pop star Jalen tells her protective family that her overzealous security guard, Matt, is in fact her new beau.
Woo!
Spicy.
Should we spin that? We did use the extra time for one of the films. So, Kevin, Kristin, would you like to use the smaller wheel to decide how long we would like to talk
No, because I think you have smaller increments on your.
Here we go. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Only 10 minutes left in this video, though. Yeah. So hopefully it's under 10. We can cut it short. Well, this will be our max. This will be our
really like speed.
Oh, it's
round.
Pretty low. 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
So it's our yeah. Okay, here we go. And go. Yikes, guys! It was just last night.
Yeah. So
I'll do it. Here. There's an undercut. She says boyfriend. And they're like boyfriend. and
that's actually you can just play that GIF, Mike, because she says boyfriend about 20 times. So I mean, the gist of it is she is a hugely rising star.
It's like she won American Idol.
She basically won an American Idol type show. She doesn't feel that the record company is really listening to her own cultural wants and needs. That's what they should have leaned into with this film.
Yes.
They didn't. And in the end, I'm going to skip and then we'll just jump back and we'll ping pong in this one for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Her agent, Benny, when he finally hears her do this, both English and Spanish version, is 100% on board. And he's like, I'm going to make sure the record company hears it. She's like, wait, they haven't? And he's like, listen, I'm not a very good agent. He doesn't say that, but he should have.
The worst.
He sucked. He was worse than the agent on A Christmas Corgi, because at least that guy had her best interest at heart.
Yeah.
This dude, I don't know what
was like an agent just to be an agent.
Yeah.
But also I liked the dude playing him.
I did too.
He wasn't a good agent.
He was because he was real douchey and I loved it. In a good way. So, but yeah, so there are these messages and flowers and things that are being left for her. And because of this, and the fear that her BFF publicists have, the record company brings Matt in as this bodyguard. And even in that beginning, do you have the rolling pin gif? Even in that beginning, when they first connect, it felt like, okay, this could be a funny rom-com, but they never seemed to lean into either the rom or the com. It was just this, they constantly were doing the, you're a bodyguard and I'm,
I liked her a lot, actually. Yeah. She didn't bother me. And he actually, I thought I was going to be like, ugh, with this guy. But I liked both of them. I just didn't, there was no need for her to have to take a bodyguard home from what,
Yeah.
And then just tell your family that he's a bodyguard. Every famous person has a bodyguard.
I know.
Even if they're in danger or not. That's the purpose of having one.
Yeah, they play it up that, her abuela wants her around, which, of course, family wants family around, especially older family. They always want you around. Her brother Hector, who was awesome. Hector was a great character. Not as good as Andrew, but I really liked Hector. Hector's wife, Faith, was very pregnant. This is the most pregnant a human being has ever been in the world. And when
abuela,
I swore he was going to deliver that baby too. I was like, oh, Matt's going to deliver. And that's how he's going to ingratiate himself to the family. But
he was a Navy SEAL. He could deliver a baby.
Yeah. I mean, he's got skills, a certain set of skills. So, I mean, honestly, this felt to me like
30 seconds.
Have a movie where a man can protect a woman, but how can we do that? Because a woman can take care of herself. Oh, what if it's like an actual physical threat and it's a bodyguard? And everyone, we were all posting. Oh yeah, here's some dance. Yeah. Oh God, whatever. Even I like sometimes watching a bad movie. It's when it's the ho-hums that I'm it's hard. So
we got 2 kisses in this movie and I liked that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's time. My review of this movie comes down to his Three Wise Men King outfit. I think it's all summed up right there.
Yeah.
It felt like they forgot to like put the hat and the know like the shawl
like
and the thing. But then the line was, that looks so amazing. I think there was a lot of like earnestness in the story, and it was basic and simple, but it just like nothing paid off and like nothing made sense. The letter thing at the end was like, oh my god, like that it was just the random guy that
just her
sort of thought it was. Yeah,
then,
and he was sort of like, oh, I just did it to be nice and not to be a creeper.
So that he wasn't in trouble. He broke in.
Yeah.
Like, no one arrested him for breaking into her rental property at the beginning of the movie.
Of throwaway stuff.
It just.
Okay.
Also, there was street. Oh no, that was in a different movie. There was street carolers.
What were you gonna say?
The street carolers.
There were street carolers in the big fat Christmas one, and I didn't like it.
That one was weird because they walked up to you and sang. That is weird. Yeah, don't do that.
Kevin knows that I hate carolers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Kevin and Kristin. It's about that time, though. You mentioned you didn't hate this guy as much as you thought you did. So what do you think? Should we?
Mine's like here because I liked the two main actors actually.
I liked her and I liked her publicist BFF, and if they had moved more into that story, I'd have been.
Yeah.
Abuela also was very good. The actress who played Abuela was also very, very good. I thought.
Yeah.
Good grandma.
Good grandma.
Great grandma. Speaking of great grandmas, you know what great grandmas like, Mike?
Hot dude.
Hot dudes. That's right. It's time once again to play Hallmark Holiday Hunks. Come on, grandmas. Come on out. It's time for objectification. H3O.
All the grandmas are like, hot dudes?
Listen, the grandpas too. The grandpas too.
I get a hot dude.
What
are we doing first?
We have from my big fat Greek. I knew I was going to do it.
I know.
Christmas wedding. No, God damn.
I think I put them. I think I put. Well, I did it. I did it. I did it in order. Yeah, I did it in order of viewing.
Shannon Kook from my big fat Christmas family. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Boom.
Look at that smile. God,
oh, yeah.
Very nice.
I have a good smile. Well, we're going to objectify the male leads as we do.
Oh, should we do this? Should we make them big so that we can... Oh, you're big.
Oh.
I don't need to be big.
There it is. There we go.
At all. So we're going to vote these folks 1 out of 10 heinies, baby. Yes. So Michael, I'm going to start with you.
Great smile. I actually the South African accent was really picking up for me on this guy. He was a little overconfident. I thought he was like this is the character. I thought this character was just like smooth city from like start to finish.
Yep.
And so that actually knocks it down a tiny bit for me. I like a couple flaws. He was so perfect, so nice. So he can't beat, so it's like, let's say my average is an 8, like 8's a really good score. I'm going to bump him down to 7.5 just for his overconfidence.
No, I hear that. I hear that because I'll piggyback off of that because I felt the same way. And I couldn't tell if it was a character choice or if this actor is that calm all the time. Like, wow. But yeah, I was like, I think it's the character. I think he's just like, I've moved around a lot. I've seen everything. I know everything. I'm a journalist. So I don't need to know it all in my life, but I did like his kindness and that he like really wanted this family to like, he liked being a part of the family and he liked this chickie babe. So I'm going to give him a solid 7.
Ooh, wow. You guys are hard and cruel. I like this guy an awful lot. And I did like the fact that he was very knowledgeable. And I like that he taught Liv about Chinatowns and taught Kevin about Chinatowns because I did not know that most Chinatowns are based on the Chinatown in San Francisco. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. And I also liked how that was weaved into the story and did not feel jammed in. And sometimes some of that information that he does. When we first saw him, he looked at the picture on the wall that was Liv's and he just smiled at it. And then she took a picture of him and he caught her doing it, and then he basically said, "Hey, can you text me that picture?" And she's like, "Is this how you're trying to get my number?" And it was so fun and smooth and stuff. I
Yeah.
loved it. My man
smooth.
is getting a 9 from
Wow.
All right. Look at that.
Shannon. Nice work.
Scores, everybody.
Nice work.
The scores, everybody. Oh, all right. All right. All right. Next up, here we go.
Woo! I don't know if you noticed, but I just used 2 pictures from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for this.
I was wondering where I knew this came from. Having not seen the movie. Yeah.
This is BJ Britt from the Holiday Stocking. Yeah, man, that is not the BJ Britt we saw in the Holiday Stocking. Ooh, baby. He was wearing those trench coaties.
Yeah. No. This is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. I got
Kevin, you start.
I like this guy a lot. I like the fact that he didn't have answers. Like when, his, I'm going to go between RJ and Robert. This is RJ, and Robert was, this was what everyone was seeing of Robert, because Robert is an angel in training, if you will. And when he saw like his niece, and he was like, "Oh my God, you got so big," and everyone's like, "Excuse me, like what's this creeper?" And like those moments where like his humanity shone through, I loved it. And I don't know, man, I really felt like the connection between him and the 2 sisters, and it broke my heart because I wanted him to just tell them at every turn, and he couldn't. I liked him a lot. What did I say? Why did I say? Oh, I did say, who are we going to objectify, him or?
I know. I couldn't decide, but then I don't.
It made sense. He's who's on screen, but like Wilson is like the love interest. So
I know. I was like, how do we objectify someone's that's not the love interest? But so I picked. Yeah.
This fine fella. He was a good-looking dude. He was an honest fella. I liked him a lot. He gets an 8.5.
8.5. Chris.
I'm going to agree with the 8.5 because look at him. And also, I know what he can do in an action movie.
Should not matter.
I'm not allowed to talk about it. But I did. I really liked this journey for this character because, again, it's an odd thing to objectify someone that we weren't supposed to be like crushing on. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, it was all about the family. So I actually really liked taking the like sexual appeal out of it because he never had to like get a lady to like him.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm still giving him an 8.5 because I thought he was a good character. And I think when he needed to figure out, when he realized he was flawed as a human, him coming around to that was really
great.
cool.
Great. Yeah.
8.5.
8.5. All right. I had to give a question mark there because I did not see the movie.
Oh, right.
I am a fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though, but I'm going to abstain for that one.
So I assume it's an 8.5. So
I'm going to be 8. All right, here we go.
This guy.
Yeah, Stephen Hazar, I believe his name is Huscar.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Compose yourself, Kristin. I know you got a lot to say. I'm gonna go with what did I give the people last week? I'm gonna have to go low on this guy. I don't think much of it was his fault. But it was just an awkward. He had an awkward situation and lines to have to work around. So I'm gonna go 6.5 on this one.
Fine.
Yeah, sorry, 6.5.
Don't feel bad. Kevin reminded me that I gave Andrew Walker's character like 3 years ago a 4. And I love Andrew Walker. I just did not like that character.
Kristin, I would never have outed you at that. You shouldn't have either. But that's
I need to be honest. Listen, I'm honest.
That's all right. We've hit Pavey low before in the past too. So
we have. Do you want me to? I'll unpack this.
I don't mind going. I'm super low.
Go ahead.
So I just the character didn't really do anything for me. I feel like he would have been fine in an action film. Like I want to see him fighting Reacher in the Amazon. I think it's Amazon. Is it Amazon? I don't know. In the show Reacher, like that's what he looks like. They're gonna have a barroom fight. Yeah. But like the love interest, I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. So it was very even. So I just flipped a coin. It's like a 5.
Yeah. 5. Yeah. And again, listen, his looks aren't bad, but it's not my cup of tea. I don't want to sip it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to drink that thing.
I think I'd let it steep for a while and then think I steeped it too long and then I won't drink it. So I didn't, there was no like,
Go for it. Go for it.
What
Give
is
us
it?
your new low.
Oh man, this is
Give
a
us your new
low.
low.
This is
I'm gonna give a 4.
Wow.
4.0.
Literally, like my holly wasn't jingling. Like nothing.
So join
Also,
us
now
next
that-
week. Stephen Hazar is our guest. So
Now
this
that
is
I've
awkward.
seen what men can look like in a 3 wise men costume,
You know,
and then you throw them in that. Sorry.
Yeah, that was tough. It was tough to follow the living nativity with a great living nativity, or a great living nativity with this living nativity from us.
Yowza.
All right, let's move on before we say anything more harmful. All right, there we go. Look at this picture you chose. Kristin. This seems very unfair. This seems very.
I don't remember this in the movie, but
yeah. This seems...
Who makes
I'll go
these?
first. Obviously, the one on the left is very nice. I mean, that guy gets a 10. Ryan Baby on the left there gets a 10.
Yeah.
What's the character's name? What's this elf guy's
don't
name?
know.
Anderson Windows. Yeah.
Anderson. I'm gonna bump him higher than previous dude, but lower than my big fat holiday. So I'm gonna give him just a nice 6.9. 6.9. He was cute. I think they were all hoping for a better story in the the fabled land. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna go. I can't hit him too hard for it. So I'm 6.9 for me.
Am I next, Chris?
Yeah.
I agree. I'm actually a little higher than that. I think they all signed on and they did what they did with the script. And like, I hated as far as the character, I hated, like Kristin said, when he kind of flew off the handle, it felt out of place because he even stepped in that moment because Mildred was kind of attacking Talia. And he's like, whoa. Mildred, you're out of line. And then he turns around and he goes, I can't believe you told me. But it was like, wait, what just happened? But again, I still liked him. He's got those great dreamy eyes. I just read today he really wants to do a sequel to A Timeless Christmas, which I know some people hated it. I loved it for all of its problems, and he wants to do a sequel. And I was like, yeah. So I'm still rocking it with Pavy Gravy here with the 7.5.
Nice.
Ooh, that's nice.
Listen,
nice.
the entire time both of you were speaking, I was just looking at the picture on the left.
Of course. I'm sorry we were bothering you and distracting with our work.
But also the picture on the right, when I did get to see, because we also just recently saw 3 hot dudes as elves.
Yeah.
And then we had this. This is at that level. I mean, this is a different type of elf. This is like a worker elf. Those were like showman elves.
Yeah.
So I appreciate what he's doing for a worker elf outfit. But yeah, like there was that moment where he came out and he had like killed the dude, not killed him, but like he didn't save him because he was doing surgery.
Yeah.
And he it was like a very ER moment. And he was like, I'm a doctor in scrubs. That got my jingles belling. So, there they were. And so I'm going to give him, you're thinking, wow, this is going to be high, Kristin. No, because he didn't have enough. I'm going to give him a 7.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
But the picture on the left, I'm going to give a 10.
Yeah.
All right. Not bad.
I mean, the man eats his greens.
You know what?
Yeah.
I feel like I can't end tonight without. Mike, is any of it queued up? Any of Pavy's previous tunes?
Well, let's do our final. Let's do our final thing, and we'll see. I don't know what you're talking about, Kevin. What do you mean?
Also, we need to listen.
I've got tickets to paradise.
I don't know what
right there. Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Can I send out to the ether just the universe?
Yeah.
That we really want some Pavy Gravy on our show.
Oh God, it would be great.
And we really, really want some Wes Brown. But here's something I want even more.
Oh.
I want some lady leads on this G darn show.
Yeah, good call.
I have emailed or message them, but I think they think we're creepy.
Probably. I mean, I don't know what gives them that.
What I will say, when I did a bunch of virtual interviews and I know we're running out of time here. I think that there is a bit of which sucks, a bit of like how am I gonna come across on this like
Absolutely
crappy like video streaming thingamajiggy. Yeah. Like I'm known for this and I'm known for that, which is a shame that that's what it is, because we just want to talk. You know what I mean? And but I think there is a little bit of like hesitation of like, oh, do I have to like what am I gonna go in front of? Like what should I do? What should I look like? What should I wear? Yeah.
But hopefully I'm also going to
person, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going Saturday. Find me at Christmas Con. Come say hello. I'm gonna try and talk to some of the ladies. I don't know how much money I can throw down just to get people on the podcast. But I'm
Kristin.
Yeah.
I went on social media earlier today, and the whole town is gonna give money to you to get autographs and photos.
But we lost that money.
No,
we lost it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
And I only had enough money for wait for it. Oh wait! Oh boy! What a way we could! What a waste of time.
If you're saying that we could get Ashley Williams, that would be enough. Like
that's
would be like, what? Yeah,
I'd lose my mind.
Me too. Yeah, and I would play that video for her many, many times.
Yeah.
Chris, you have a show going on.
Oh my God! This past weekend, 2 people fell in love going over a town's paperwork, and they had a Sharpie fight and a paper fight, and leading to a paper cut, which led to an almost kiss. This is fully improvised Hallmark movies, folks. Kevin, question.
Did they eat the paper? I'm stuck on that. I am stuck on that. I'm sorry.
They were miming the paper. So please come and see Hallmarkable. We've got a Friday, Saturday matinee, then Friday, Saturday matinee, and then the 23rd is our closing one. Come see them. We need your fantastic suggestions because we build the movie off of what you all give us.
You can find Kristin and Mike and myself at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Remark the Show. Follow us there and tell us what you think. You can email us to tell us what you think at remarktheshow@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Like Mike said, this is all opinion based.
Yeah.
So did we get it wrong? Yeah.
Probably.
And then next week we will be watching 4 more movies. We have on Friday the 9th, 29th. Man, I rushed this month, didn't I? We have the most colorful time of the year, which actually looks very interesting. It's about a colorblind teacher. We have the Christmas class reunion, which we're not doing all. Oh, man, these are all so good. We have the Gift of Peace on Saturday night at 10 o'clock. And then finally, I'm super excited for this one, the Holiday Sitter at 8 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah,
Jonathan Bennett.
Dude, we got some gay uncles happening. I'm real excited for it.
Can't wait. Yeah. What are you looking forward to most this weekend?
The Holiday Sitter for sure.
Not Christmas Con. Okay, fine. That's great. Take that, Andrew Walker, and take your 4 from another movie that you said it, not me.
We're the worst.
We are terrible humans. Mike, what are you doing this weekend?
Huh.
I also have an improv show based off of Hallmark movies, and we're gonna do an improvised Hallmark movie live. Last weekend we had one where an undercover agent had to watch a pop star, and they went back to her home, and unfortunately she didn't want to give it away, so she told her parents that it was her boyfriend, and it led to a lot of tomfoolery and mix-ups. There's a not a killer, stalker also, but not as important as you think. So that was pretty funny.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds really good.
I'm in for the sitter.
That's it. That's our.
Let's go to bed.
Yeah. Should we play the final credits?
Yes.
All right. Let's roll the final credits. I'm kidding. Here it is.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching
I don't have a wheel. I don't have a book. Goodbye.